Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Sean on Sports. I hope you're all well. So, sorry this video is not being filmed. I didn't plan on making a video today, but with the breaking news that's come out, I thought that I would just pop on and give you my opinion and views. So, Brighton fans, what do you make of Chris Hughton being sacked? Obviously, as you all know, I'm a Brighton fan myself, and is it really a shock as the media are portraying it to be? Has he really been that hard done by? He kept us up, which obviously would have been his remit. He got us to an FA Cup final for the first time in 36 years, I think it was. Semi final, that is. What more could he have done? So let's start at the beginning of the season. Let's take you back to last summer, in particular, the transfer window. So the first signing we got, if memory serves, was Florian Andoni. We were all happy about that because he is a good player, and he scored a good few goals for Deportivo La Colonia in Spain. And he was our first summer signing. Bang, that was in the bag. Other notable signings we made was obviously Yves Bissouma, which I think is probably, along with Bernardo, were our two best signings last summer. And we obviously bought Areleza Jahanbash. So we didn't start the season too badly, did we? It was Christmas, really, after Boxing Day in particular, and after we drew with Arsenal at the Amex. Things really started to go bad then, didn't they? We had an awful January and February. I think actually it was probably December when we lost to Burnley away, when you started to think, this isn't great, is it? So the second half of the season, why Chris Hughton has lost his job, to put in perspective, was our last 23 Premier League games, he only won 3. 0 wins in the last 2 months, as we all know. And who can forget that barren run we went on when we didn't score a goal for 7 games and didn't really look like scoring a goal, did we? Let's be honest. It was just a bit of brilliance from Glenn Murray and Pascal Gross against Newcastle that probably, looking back now, kept us up. Who can forget the dreadful defeats? The one that we thought relegated us when we lost 2-0 to Cardiff, losing 3-1 to Burnley, and who can also remember that one? We were 2-0 up at Fulham, cruise control, we lost 4-2, and obviously, one more recent, we lost 5-0 to Bournemouth, and then 2-0 at home to Cardiff, back to back. So I see a few of the main protesters in the media, you know, the likes of Henry Winter, you know, the big knots, claiming how it's a dreadful day for Brighton, how they've got to be careful what they wish for, how sacking Chris Hughton was the wrong thing to do. But I actually disagree with that, to be fair, because I think instead of looking at it like that, don't get me wrong, Chris Hughton done great for this football club. He's been our best manager, certainly in my lifetime, keeping us up in the Championship under that dreadful manager from Sami Hyypiä, narrowly missing out in the playoffs when we had that dreadful season with the injuries, when they were dropping like flies against Sheffield Wednesday. And then for the squad to bounce back and get automatic promotion the following season, that's absolutely something to admire him on, and we should never forget that. But why do I think it's the right decision? Partly because some of the things I've mentioned, 3 wins in the last 23 Premier League games. I mean, if that was any other manager, he would have gone way before now. I think Tony Bloom probably has had this in his mind for the last month or so. I suspect Chris Hughton had an inkling also. I think Tony Bloom obviously had the decency to let him see out the season and announce the day after that unfortunately, Chris, thanks for all you've done, but it's time to go. I definitely think that was the right thing to do. I think he's handled it the best he can. And instead of looking at it pessimistically, like some people are, journalists, fans alike, I actually think this is going to be quite positive, and I think we can actually look forward to next season now, you know, with the hopes of playing positive football. We yet to know who our manager is, but Graham Potter is the favourite at the minute. He seems to be well regarded at Swansea. Um, he's done a great job there by all accounts, I hear. So that remains to be seen. But I think as fans, obviously, it's not been the best week for us losing Bruno and now Chris Hughton. But the thing to remember is we are going into another season of Premier League football. Who knows what will happen? Who knows if we'll stay up, go down? That's yet to be decided. But as fans, we can go in with positivity that we can see some good football. I think because the last few months have been awful. Let's not beat around the bush there. As I mentioned, Graham Potter, he is the current favourite to take over from Chris Hughton. Depending on which bookmakers you go to, the odds are slightly different. But we also have Phil Neville 12-1, Mikel Arteta, Nathan Jones, Roger Schmidt, all 14-1. Right, and the next two are slightly probably ambitious. Antonio Conte and Arsene Wenger, both at 16-1. From the names linked, me personally, I would like to get Mikel Arteta in. He's obviously learnt from Pep Guardiola. He's made no secret about the fact he wants to become a manager, and I think Brian could be a good project for him. Maybe he won't be here for the next 4 or 5 years or so, but I think if we can get 2 or 3 years, solid years out of him, and that will cement us like a Bournemouth, sort of pushing for top half Premier League places. That's all we can hope for as fans, really. So anyway, as I said, I never planned to make a video today. I was waiting to get new things for my camera because I've got a lot of stuff coming up over the next few weeks on cricket for the World Cup and the Ashes, and what a big summer of cricket. But as I say, this was just to let you know my initial reaction as a Brighton fan and who I think will be in charge. Let me know what you think as well. Let me know on Twitter or in the comments down below. This video will be up fairly soon, so thanks for watching. Once again, thanks for listening and thanks for following me as well. Much appreciated, and I shall see you next time.